Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. Daniel here. I hope you're doing well, and if you're not, I hope you are soon. Okay, today on the channel, I'm going to talk about one thing I like about the Walking Dead Universe RPG from Free League. Now, Free League did send me this copy to cover, and we will be looking at this Walking Dead RPG in a lot more detail in the very near future. I have just kind of gotten behind on some of my coverage. And just so you know, my thoughts on The Walking Dead are coming from the perspective of somebody who is not a huge fan of The Walking Dead television show. I just so happen to really enjoy at least one other Walking Dead game, and that is the Here's Negan board game, which I think is one of the most underrated board games that I have ever played. I think this thing is nearly a masterpiece. I love this game so much. And I also really like the Walking Dead Universe RPG, and I can't wait to cover it in more detail on the channel. So the Walking Dead Universe RPG, I wanted to experience something that was outside of my wheelhouse, and my normal wheelhouse is fantasy. And fantasy, I have all kinds of tools for fantasy, decks of cards and tables, and little zines that can help me flesh out a fantasy world. I don't have a lot of things to help me flesh out a more mundane world, a world closer to our own reality. And so because of that, I was really curious about this Walking Dead RPG. And in the book, there are a ton of tables to roll on that can help you a lot. And there are also really, really good solo rules in this game. And the solo rules are written by Matt Kay. But throughout the book, we have all kinds of different charts, and these will help the solo player a lot. Here we have charts of various NPC groups. We have charts here on this is critical injuries and the kind of things that might happen if you take a critical injury. Here we have a chart on all different kinds of ways that the walkers, that the zombies can attack the players. We have multiple charts on creating havens, creating your bases. Here we have a whole bunch of charts and pages on coming up with factions, different types of human factions that might be working together or plotting against one another. We have different charts to handle travel and weather and different ruins that you might come across in the cities and in the country that you are exploring. Different types of NPC encounters. We have empty rooms and different types of walkers you might find, different types of wounds that the walkers might have. More charts for coming up with NPCs. We have a chart for what you might find when you are scavenging. And then here we have all of our solo rules. But there is one chart that I like the most, and that is the topic of this video, the focus of this video, and that is the random locations chart. And this is so handy, especially for the solo player, because I have so many different tools available at my disposal for fantasy and even for science fiction now. I don't have this kind of tool handy for mundane locations. And this will make playing Walking Dead so much easier for me as somebody approaching this game, as it just is out of my wheelhouse because these are not the kinds of games that I typically play. But this random location generator, you have a D66 roll, and then within that there is a D6 subtable. And so let's give an example. Let's say that you're in your haven, and you need to go out and find some gear, find some survival tools, find some goods, because The Walking Dead is all about survival, right? And so we never know where we are going to go. So we have entered into this small city, and we stumble across 25-3. So 25 is a suburban family home. And then we counter that with 3, and there are rats everywhere, and the dead are chasing them. Okay, so right there we have a little adventure. We've come into a little suburb, and maybe all of the other houses are kind of burned down. They're dilapidated. They've been picked over, but there's one house that looks like it might still have some supplies in it. But there are rats everywhere. The rats have completely overrun this area. There's vermin everywhere, and the dead are chasing them to eat them. And so we might have to come up with a way that we can, one, not step on any rats, make any noise. Maybe, hopefully, we don't get bitten by the rats because they can transmit disease. And maybe we can use the rats to distract the dead so we can go into that suburban family house and find the things that we need. Let's look at another example here. We have 31-2. So we have a prison here. 31-2 is a prison. And 2 here. Parts of the building have been torn down. Well-protected buildings filled with dead prisoners. Okay, so we have kind of, maybe this is that common area in a prison. Maybe the outdoor area, and the walls from the cells have torn down. And so all of the dead are kind of mingling out in that courtyard area. And maybe we want to get them out to convert the prison into some kind of haven for protection or something like that. Here we have 42-6. We have a karate club. Okay, we come across a karate club, and someone has cut off the limbs of many walkers without killing them. The dismembered bodies are crawling around on the floor of the dojo. And so maybe in the karate club, maybe up on the walls are some weapons. Maybe they have some nunchucks and some katanas or something up on the walls. But around the dojo, there are all these undead worming their way around. And so we have to figure out a way to overcome them in order to get to those weapons. But this chart is just really cool. I was really happy to see this random locations chart in this book as a tool, because I lack outside tools for this kind of thing. And this is just one of the really, really great tables in the Walking Dead universe RPG. And yeah, let me know if you've played this. Let me know how you like it. And I'm really looking forward to covering this more. I'm looking forward to diving into those tables, and also those solo rules are really great, especially I think for people coming to solo RPGs from a board game background. The solo rules in the Walking Dead universe are really structured, and so it might give you a really nice entry point into solo role-playing. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this quick video on the one thing I like about the Walking Dead Universe RPG. We will talk to you later. Bye-bye.